What's going on, everybody? Chase with Inline Hockey here today with Dan Rich, Product Development Manager for Sherwood Hockey. We're here in Calgary and we're here to talk about max blade heights and the different options that they're available in. Everyone knows, the standard options that Sherwood offers, and there's a lot of great ones. But with our exclusive Legend Max Stick, these are only available in max blade height curves. So we have 3 options, but what are the benefits to max blade heights compared to maybe some of the more standard curves out there?
So when you go to a max height, obviously the intent is for greater puck contact. So if you are a player who likes to actually work the front of the net and like deflecting pucks, right? Having more surface area gives you more opportunity to make contact. If you are a player who is a defenseman, if you will, and late in the game, you're working along the wall and the puck comes up the boards, having a little bit increased blade height can help avoid that thing hopping over your blade and turning into a 2-on-1 or a breakaway going the other way. So max height is something that a number of elite level players, NHL players, have put into play over the last few years because of those ice conditions or because of deflections, if you will, and overall picking up a pass, giving a pass, cross ice when the puck's traveling a long distance, you run the risk of it hitting a rut, hitting something, and hopping over your blade. So getting that ever so slightly increased millimeter or 2, giving you a chance to actually catch that pass or get a piece of it in front of the net or keep it from coming out of the zone.
Right, so I mean, they say a game of inches, but it is a game of millimeters out there, and that little bit does help with, whether you say digging in the corner, stopping a puck, taking face-offs, it just gives you that extra surface area. But as far as the playability goes, if I were to use a PP26 MX compared to a PP26, do I feel anything different? I would imagine there's a little extra weight, but does it give you a little more control since it's a little more of a robust build compared to a standard blade height?
So to your point about being a little bit more robust, yes, I would suggest that it does. Again, you will change your balance point slightly because you are adding more material and therefore the weight of the blade. A PP28 and a PP28 MX, the MX is made with more material. Thus more material, tips the scale slightly, so your balance point adjusts slightly, your overall weight adjusts slightly. Now we're talking grams here, talking 3, 4, 5 grams at most. So by doing that adjustment, the weight penalty is quite small, but the benefit I feel for being able to deflect pucks or pick up a pass or actually stop it from coming out of the zone, I think is truly a player benefit. So I think the trend, you'll see a lot of players at the elite level using MX patterns. All brands offer them. We find that we have the best assortment, or we've addressed the key components, for your sticks, your exclusive SMU, where we have the 92, the 28, and the 90 MX. We feel we've got something for each level of player, depending on what type of pattern they truly prefer. Keep in mind, the actual curve does not change.
Right.
So it's a true 92, it's a true 28, it's a true 90, but with the MX in through the neck.
Okay, and if I am sold on this max blade height, I'm looking at the Sherwood Legend Max and I'm sold on the graphics, that blacked out graphics package, and I wanted to choose between the 28, the 90, and the 92, how would you maybe give someone who's a little less informed about those 3 curves some way to find one that best suits their game?
I think probably the biggest option, the 28 with that toe curve, that pronounced toe curve, I've always referenced that as a true shooter's pattern, if you will. The 92, a little bit more of an open pattern, something that has a little bit more versatility to it, if you will. So a player likes to distribute the puck and doesn't want to have as much of a toe curve. So that's quite a versatile player's pattern. And then the 90 MX is actually a really interesting combination because it kind of gives you the best of both worlds. There's an interesting flat spot through the center of the blade, which allows for great pass reception and direction. And then it's got a bit of a toe kick right at the end and even closed off a bit. So it gives you a really interesting shooter's element as well. So I would suggest that the 90 MX is a nice blend of the other 2. So if you're a shooter, you're a passer, a playmaker, or if you want a nice combo in the middle, you've actually got that option as well.
And the way I like to describe the PP90 is basically the PP92 from the heel to the midsection, and then from the midsection to the toe, more of that PP28.
Absolutely, best of both worlds.
Yep. All right, Dan. Well, I want to say again, thank you so much for having us out here and walking us through your max blade height options. You're very welcome. And for you at home, I'm going to check out the entire Sherwood line, including the Legend Max Stick. Make sure you head over to icewarehouse.com.